First, in response to a request for assistance received from the WHO late last week, PIAC has taken the decision to send scientific assistance to the region. Le Canada détient une expertise en matière d'Ebola et cette réponse à la demande de soutien démontre l'engagement du Canada face à la situation mondiale. En ce qui concerne la situation à la frontière, notre gouvernement a décidé de mettre en place des mesures de sécurité pour protéger la santé des Canadiennes et des Canadiens. Earlier today, I talked with my provincial and territorial counterparts to listen to their views and inform them on the measures we are moving forward with. While the health risk to Canadians from Ebola remains low, we are putting forward a precautionary approach to ensure the safety and security of Canadians. The response we are putting in place is aligned with US and Mexico, because we said we were taking a regional approach, particularly in the context of FIFA. À cet effet, l'Agence de la santé publique du Canada travaille étroitement pour mettre en œuvre ces mesures avec Affaires mondiales Canada, l'Agence des services frontaliers du Canada, Immigration, Réfugiés et Citoyenneté Canada, Sécurité publique Canada et Transport Canada. Minister Diab will speak more broadly after my little speech on the border measures. On a public health perspective, Canadians, permanent residents, and other exempt travelers who have visited the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Uganda, and South Sudan in the last 21 days will be required to self-isolate for 21 days, which is the incubation period. PIAC will be working in close collaboration with provinces and territories and local public health authorities to ensure that Canadians are informed on the situation and stay safe. Avant de passer la parole à la ministre Diab, je voudrais dire que mes pensées accompagnent la République démocratique du Congo, ses citoyens, ainsi que les Canadiens d'origine congolaise, et tous ceux qui sont sur le terrain, les travailleurs de la santé, tous les travailleurs humanitaires, ceux qui mènent sur le terrain une lutte pour contenir l'Ebola et sauver des vies. Now I will turn to Minister Diab.
Good afternoon, bonjour à tous. The health and safety of Canadians will always be the Government of Canada's top priority. With the seriousness of the potential public health risk, we're taking the necessary measures to protect Canadians. Pour soutenir les mesures de santé publique, mon ministère a l'intention de suspendre temporairement certains documents d'immigration et le traitement de ces documents pour les 90 prochains jours. To support the public health measures, my department intends to temporarily suspend some immigration documents and processing for those documents for the next 90 days. Effective May 27th at 11:59 p.m., residents from the Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda, and South Sudan with travel documents, including temporary and permanent resident visas, electronic travel authorizations, and temporary resident permits, would not be allowed to travel to Canada. Travel documents will be suspended. We also intend to pause final decisions on visas, electronic travel authorizations, study and work permit applications for residents in those countries. We will not be issuing new documents at this time. Once these measures come into effect, if you have a travel document to come to Canada, you would not be able to use it until the public health risk has ended. And for that, we rely on public health. This step is necessary because of the seriousness of the situation and the severity of the Ebola outbreak and elevated risk of transmission in these countries. Canadians and permanent residents in those countries always retain the right to return to Canada, provided they follow public health requirements and directions. We'll continue to process Canadian passports, permanent resident cards, and permanent resident travel documents as needed. Pour les ressortissants de pays touchés qui se trouvent déjà au Canada, nous continuerons de traiter les demandes visant à prolonger le statut temporaire, votre période de séjour autorisée ainsi que les permis de travail, les permis d'études ou les permis de séjour temporaire. Les personnes déjà au Canada ne seront pas tenues de quitter immédiatement le pays. So we intend for these measures to be in place for 90 days. If needed, we would extend or amend or lift them sooner based on how the situation evolves. Again, based on public health. Let me be clear, documents will not be cancelled. Soyons clairs, les documents ne seront pas annulés. So this is a suspension of documents. It is temporary, and while the measures are in place. Once the measures end, documents that have not expired will be reactivated, and there is no need for anyone to reapply. My department will email all those affected by this measure to notify them that their document or application has been suspended. Mon ministère enverra un courriel à toutes les personnes touchées par cette mesure pour les informer que leur document ou leur demande a été suspendue. Nous invitons tous les clients à s'assurer que leurs coordonnées sont à jour. We ask clients to make sure their contact information is up to date. We don't take these decisions lightly, but we must put the safety and security of Canadians as our top priority. This is a precautionary response to reduce risk to the people of Canada. And if the public health situation changes, these measures will be adjusted accordingly. Merci. Thank you.
Minister, I'm wondering how much do you expect these changes will curb travel from the affected areas, and why is that necessary at this point?
So again, as the Minister of Health has said, and I mean she can speak on the health, that these are all based on Public Health of Canada measures, and Minister can speak on the health aspect of it.
Well, so I would say, as you saw, WHO is not requiring, it's saying we are in low risk. But what we have to understand is that in the region, the situation is very bad, and we don't have a right pulse. Second, we need also to understand that the Canadian population just lived through COVID. It's very different from COVID. But as we are talking about outbreak transmission, and this is the conversation I had with my counterparts also, and who wanted us to do more, I think it's a responsibility for us to just protect the more we can. And this is a protective decision.
Respectfully, though, Minister, the World Health Organization has warned against these very types of restrictions, saying they are actually fueled by fear as opposed to being rooted in science. So how does Canada justify taking these restrictions? Because it's not just restricting documents, you're essentially cutting off people's ability to come to Canada because they can't access visas. So how do you justify that given the WHO's position?
I would tell you one reason is because we are having a big event here in Canada, the FIFA event, and we have Canada, US and Mexico that reach out to us also, and we needed to be aligned. That's one reason. Second thing I would say, even if WHO, and as you said, yes, science, and I trust science, and this is why I said it's not a question of science. I am acknowledging as the Minister of Health that people in Canada are still traumatized by what happened with previous outbreak. And now I think we have to protect them the more we can, as we don't know exactly what is happening on the ground because we don't have the pulse.
Do you think, however, though, that the announcing measures like this can also fuel public concern about the risk of spread, which, as you just said, Minister, is deemed to be low in Canada?
Well, I don't think we have I think we are very low risk in Canada. But with people coming in and out from those regions, and we are in summertime, and during FIFA, I think the risk will be higher. And this is why I'm taking the decision and with my colleague for 90 days during the FIFA time, because honestly, we are very low risk right now, for sure. This is what public health is telling us. But with people traveling and with US banning people from coming into the US, well, people may have visas and will come here, and how are we going to know? And it will take one case, not two, one case, and everybody will say we didn't protect. So I am assuming, I know it's not perfect, but we are trying to do our best.
Madame Michel, en français, s'il vous plaît, comment réagissez-vous au départ de votre collègue Stephen Guilbeault?
Pourquoi il est parti?
Il est parti, alors il a décidé de quitter la vie politique. Radio-Canada a publié un texte dans les dernières minutes. Comment réagissez-vous face à ce départ, alors qu'on sait qu'il est très critique face à la direction que prend votre gouvernement en matière d'environnement?
Vous savez, Steven a été un collègue formidable. Il est encore, puisque je ne suis pas au courant qu'il est parti, donc pour moi c'est encore mon collègue, mais il a été un collègue formidable. Puis vous savez, moi je suis toujours très respectueuse des choix des personnes de se présenter. Puis si c'est trop lourd pour lui, s'il a pris sa décision, je la respecte.
Et quel message politique ça envoie sur la direction que prend votre gouvernement en matière d'environnement?
Écoutez, moi je vous dirais honnêtement que chacun a sa ligne, mais moi je pense que le gouvernement va dans la meilleure direction possible, même pour l'environnement.
Craignez-vous d'autres départs?
Non.
And in English, could we just get your reaction to former Minister Stephen Guilbeault's announcing his resignation?
So Stephen Guilbeault was a fantastic colleague, and he's not only from Quebec, he was my neighbor sitting next to me when he was a minister. And I really appreciate his work, his advocacy, and I'm fully respectful of his decision. At the same time, I have complete faith in what our government is doing. And I have no doubt. They're asking if other people will leave. I don't think so. I'm always positive,
Do you think you just said in French that everyone has their line with regards to climate issues, and Mr. Guilbeault must have hit his. Do you have a line with regards to climate issues where the government's heading?
I'm very comfortable with my government decision on what they're doing on.
Do you think? And can I ask you also about the announcement you're making today? You mentioned that it's to put yourself to align with allies, but the United States has put a full travel ban from some of these countries. So why is Canada not going that far if this is meant to align ourselves with the U.S.?
The U.S. is doing travel ban on?
The Congo, visitors from the Congo as well. They just extended.
It is essentially a ban that they just announced.
A ban of
any processing visas.
Yeah.
this.
Well,
This is what.
listen, Canada is a sovereign country. Canada will do what Canada feels it's best to do. As my colleague stated, we are in alignment with Mexico and United States, especially at this point in time, considering we have many people coming for the FIFA games. Luckily, at this point in time, none of these countries affected are playing in Canada, unless they make it to the semifinals. But we have put in measures that we feel are comfortable, that will protect Canadians.
Madame Diab, que pensez-vous du départ de M. Guilbeault?
I want to echo what Minister Michel said. I've worked with former Minister Guilbeault since 2021. Il était un formidable ministre et aussi un formidable membre du Parlement, mais aussi je respecte son décision.
Do you think the Prime Minister's...
now called the end of the So you said one follow-up. I just want to, do you think the Prime Minister is doing enough to keep this sort of caucus together? You got a very slim majority. You have 3 MPs that will be leaving this summer, and you're only up by 3 seats in the majority. Possibly 13 or 14 more who've signed this letter. Is the Prime Minister doing enough to sort of keep everybody in line? It doesn't take a lot
We have an excellent caucus that is over 170 members. Just look at 170 is a lot of people who come from different parts of Canada. All regions are represented. I am proud to say that. All territories are represented. All varied opinion, diverse backgrounds. We have a strong caucus. We have a fabulous ministry. And at the head of all of that, we have an excellent Prime Minister who has been working day and night to lead this country in a period where it is unprecedented of what we are facing on so many levels. And we will continue to do that.
And who's going to be monitoring the 21 days? It's a quick question. Who's going to be monitoring the people who have to self-isolate? Is that going to be public health units? Like, who's going to be in charge, or is it just an honor system?
No, it's PIAC. PIAC is going to be the one who follow up on all those people. And they will be assessed when they come in Canada.